Good. Thanks for asking.
That's my question.
Yep, that's a good one. Very good.
With 3 possible teams that you could play, how do you prepare your guys for that first round?
Yeah, today we did some general stuff, brushed up on some screen and roll defense, did a couple Michigan things, but didn't overdo it. Tried to worry about ourselves on press attack. I didn't like the way we attacked Penn State's press, so we tried to clean that up a little bit. Worked on some different actions that we like, just for change-ups, some counters to what we already run. So we're, prepared, some zone attacks. So you just kind of prepare for everything. It's like a little potpourri today.
Is there anyone outside of like the big few teams you guys have been focusing on that could be a dark horse?
No. You just kind of take it as it comes.
Yeah.
Tim, everybody knows what you're playing for beyond the championship of the conference. How do you address that with the guys? You talk about it. They know.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's the elephant in the room.
Yeah. So what we said is, listen, your thinking has to be single-minded about a Big Ten championship. If you're worried about how many you got to win, if you're putting emotional energy into the internet or whether it's going out there, you're probably wasting your emotional energy. And at this time of year, nobody needs to do that.
Hey, Coach, now that it's finally here, how'd you like having this tournament a week earlier than in the past?
Well, it's nice to be done and put a number out there like you're the leader in the clubhouse, and nobody sees it that way. But at the same time, you feel like, okay, we've done what we could do so far, and then we'll have a chance to go out and keep competing and play for a conference championship. And to be all the way into the quarterfinals just because of what you've done with your hard work in the regular season is a huge help. But when you get there, you're going to see a really, really good team.
How beneficial is this double bye, getting you guys extra time here in the gym?
It's good. There's no doubt about it. Get some rest, some shots. But, you always worry about the competitive impact. We played so few games here in February compared to what January was like. You worry about that.
James's first team announced first team all conference on Monday. How much has he exceeded your expectations this year?
First of all, I was disappointed that none of our guys were on the all-defensive team. We were a smidge behind Ohio State from leading the league in defense, and not one of our guys is recognized. Evan Taylor, Isaiah Roby were guys that I thought, were great candidates, but at the same time, that's the way that goes. I was happy Isaac Copeland was honorable mention, but James really, I think it's a story. He's first-team all-leaguer by the coaches. That's who matters, and you heard me. And the fact he didn't make it with the media says a lot. And when you look at this, though, James really earned that all year with exceptional play.
I guess in that same vein with Copeland getting honorable mention, given everything that he went through with the surgery and rehab, for him to just come on the scene, especially late year, double figures all these games. I mean, how impressed have you been with his progress this year?
Yeah, as he's gotten healthy, he's played tremendous basketball. His numbers are excellent. He's shooting the ball, looks great. Making explosive plays like we knew he could. And when he walked in the door about a year, 13 months ago, whatever it was, 14 months ago, he was like a decrepit guy, and so it's great to see him bounce back so well.
Have you been to Madison Square Garden and coached there?
I've never coached there. No, I've been in it for Media Day. I walked by it, that's about it, to a Shake Shack. There's something in the area, I think, but that's about it.
It'd be kind of cool to play there, though.
Sure, it'll be cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a place that it's so recognizable. It's just one of those things that I think I don't know.
Billy Joel's been here before.
I bet he has. He's been to Central Park too, I've heard. Another place I haven't been to. So as you look at this, there could be a lot of firsts, but it should be a lot of fun getting the guys there and just playing in an excellent venue.
You were last in New York in November. Didn't go so well. Have you talked about that at all this week?
Say that again?
You were last in New York in November. Didn't go so well. Have you talked
We were
about
in Queens. Wait a minute.
Coach, going back to Kevin's earlier question, there's all the bubble talk and everything, but all it takes is, 3 more wins and you guys got your spot at the tournament. Just what's the message to the team, just winning and just taking care of business?
Yeah, 3 more wins, we get to shut everybody up. That's really what the message is that if we have a chance to earn our way in, let's do it. Let's focus on that opportunity, and we're capable of doing it.
We're in a pretty similar situation back in 2014 as the 4 seed, kind of on the bubble as well. Did you learn anything from that you're taking into this?
Yeah, it's such a different team, and that happened so abruptly. This team's actually been playing well and practicing well for a longer period of time. So it's more about maintenance of this team and keeping them ready. As far as the other stuff, the story's the same, which is, focus on what you can focus on. The controllables are, our mentality, our attention to detail about us, not spending, again, emotional energy on the internet or TV or whatever it might be.
What's the overall attitude of the team? They're playing in one of the most historic arenas in basketball. Are they excited, or are they just more focused to go in and win this thing?
I think they're excited. I think they're ready. They prefer it sooner than later. But that's the patience. You got to do the work, put the work in at the front end, so you can reap it at the back end.
So potentially there's a chance you'll play Michigan again. You got it one time, and that's probably the marquee win of the season for you guys. How will that game, if the matchup is you guys and the Wolverines, how will that experience affect maybe what happens on Friday?
Well, I think they're playing quite differently the last 5 or 6 games as I've watched them. They're doing a little more dribble drive. John's kind of morphed his offense from ball screen offense to more driving harder, dribble drive, sprint guys out. And they're getting, I'd say, what we call downhill, more. So, it's a few more challenges. You have to adjust accordingly, and that's what he can do with that. He can run ball screen offense out of it, Princeton cuts, and see even some motion concepts out of it. Now he can take those guys out of it and get them driving hard downhill, and that's what they're doing a little more of. So, it's a different game plan.
Tim, you often hear, and I don't know if you subscribe to this or not.
Glad you made it, by the way. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. That guard play becomes more important in the postseason. Why is that? Why do you hear that? And what do you think of that?
I think you hear that because there's more guards on TV than there are not on TV. So certainly guard play is always important. And ball in hand guys, whenever you have a finite number of time for each possession, there's going to be skill to end that possession, and that usually ends up in a guard's hands. So same thing, end of a game, end of a clock. People pay so much more attention to the finality of the NCAA tournament, which is a one and done and you're out, the Big Ten tournament, which is a one and done and you're out, that those things are accentuated, I think, a great deal.
How do you feel about where your guards are right now? Glenn, start with Glenn.
Yeah, I think Glenn, last 2 games, played pretty well. His numbers have come out pretty well in how we measure him. And I think he's in a good spot. I think that, Anton Gill looked good shooting the ball the other night. Palmer's a guard. He struggled against Penn State, but then again, he's practiced really well. So, we are always a work in progress, but at the same time, I trust our guys.
It's my perception that Glenn really hasn't he hasn't scored the ball as well.
Yeah,
but he hasn't let it. Is it my perception he hasn't let it bleed into the rest?
Yeah, I agree that Glenn's had to change his situation. He went from a go-to guy, one of the top 2 shot getters in the offense for maybe 2 years, a year and a half, to now playing with Palmer, playing with Copeland, and having shooters still there that he can deliver the ball to. So adapting his game accordingly. And I think he's done it really well, and he's done it without any ego, and he's got a great attitude and just wants the best for the team.
Did you like what you got out of Evan in that starting lineup the last game?
Yeah, we'll go back to Glenn because Glenn's more of a true point guard, but I thought Evan did an outstanding job. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
One other question was playing in the Garden, there's obviously pluses and minuses to it. Do you think it's worth the experience to have the minuses, which have been kind of well documented?
I doubt if we'll do it again like this. I would be surprised if the Big Ten, condensed the schedule again and did the whole thing. I would expect that if that's the cost, we won't be in the Garden.
How do you look at it? Like, do you look forward to just being in the Garden?
It's an iconic place. You see it on TV from a young age. So, maybe it'll strike me differently when I'm on the court. But right now, I'm just kind of focused on getting our team ready for the Big Ten tournament and going from there. But I'm sure it'll be a cool experience either way. Thanks.